In today's video, we're going to take a look at the top 10 3D printers, beginning with Anycubic Kobra. If you're looking for a 3D printer that delivers excellent quality while also being easy to operate, the Anycubic Kobra is for you. It's so easy to assemble, you'll be printing within 30 minutes of unboxing. It has an easy-to-load direct drive and an auto bed leveling system that takes the headache out of achieving a perfect first layer. Print surface is a magnetic plate with a PEI coating that grips while hot and magically releases when cool. Be sure to add a roll of filament to your cart when buying the Anycubic Kobra, because you'll be printing up a storm with its generous 220 by 220 by 250 print volume. Anycubic Photon Mono X. Anycubic's go-to large resin 3D printer has a pretty roomy 192 by 120 by 245 mm build volume sitting above the monochrome LCD that, along with its all-powerful matrix UV LED light source, can pump our layers in seconds sharp. The Photon Mono X is one of the many monochrome LCD 3D printers you can pick up today, and while it's not the newest, it's one of the cheapest with a large build volume and, of all things, Wi-Fi connectivity for monitoring and control. It's a little bit more premium feeling than some of its overtly plastically competition. Although we will concede that Anycubic seems to have chosen its plastic lid material poorly, with some reportedly cracking from the fumes with the print chamber. This doesn't affect the printing performance, however, which is fantastic. The resolution is not the highest in today's standards, but it's sufficiently sharp enough to produce full plate batches or build volume spanning models to please even the most eagle-eyed of critics. Anycubic Vyper. Anycubic Vyper FDM printer attempts to be both an affordable 3D printer and easy to use. It's a tricky needle to thread. Plenty of 3D printers offer automatic bed leveling and calibration to make sure prints come out even and firmly anchored to the print bed. This, however, is the first time I've seen a 3D printer run its print bed leveling once with zero manual input from me and be totally good to go. I printed a 3D test file from the included SD card within minutes of powering on, and I've never seen a first print from a 3D printer come out so perfectly. Elegoo Mars 3. The Mars 3 is the 6th version of Elegoo's popular budget printer. Besides being arguably the slickest looking Mars yet, the printer also comes with some performance perks. Perks such as the surprisingly accommodating 143 by 90 by 165 mm build volume, built for a small resin 3D printer, and 4K LCD that allows it to print in an ultra-fine resolution of 35 microns per voxel in the XY axes. It takes the good bits of its predecessors, adds in a better LCD tech and spiffy new look, and comes out a well-rounded machine. It still feels like the go-to workhorse we liked past Mars printers for being. It just works, no fuss about it. With a price tag of $350, its specs, looks, and the fact-bundled 1-year subscription to ChuChuBox Pro worth $169 by itself, the Mars 3 makes a good case for being one of, if not the best budget 3D printer currently available. Flashforge Adventurer 4. The Flashforge Adventurer 3 has long been one of CNET's favorite mid-price 3D printers. The updated Adventurer 4 brings a handful of iterative improvements that make for a winning evolution. The Adventurer 4 is a fully enclosed unit, which helps control the temperature and block drafts. The build area is 220 by 220 by 220 mm, and it has a system for easily swapping out nozzles, a good feature to have in a mid-high-end printer. Flashforge Creator Pro 2. Flashforge's dual extrusive stalwart, the Creator Pro, finally gets a meaningful upgrade in the Creator Pro 2, ditching the single print head design for a modern independent dual extrusion IDEX motion system that uses 2 separate print heads for a number of productivity boosting print modes. Print quality is generally fantastic, with the benefits of the new system showing strong and clean breaks between colors or materials. at 200 by 148 by 150 millimeter. The build volume is a bit shrimpy for the possibilities offered by the IDEX, but the ease of use and quality it offers out of the box, we can overlook this. The Creality Ender 3 Pro. If you ask someone involved with 3D printing what their first machine was, there's a good chance they'll tell you it was the Creality Ender 3 Pro. A wildly popular 3D printer, the Ender 3 Pro packs a powerful punch in the form of a low-cost machine that has an almost endless supply of readily available upgrades to adapt it to your specific needs. Whether you want a 3D printer to convert into a laser engraver, a pen plotter, or just a printer to print specialized high-temperature materials, the Ender 3 Pro can accommodate you with no issues. The Ender 3 Pro arrives as a kit in need of assembly, so you'll want to put aside at least a few hours to build, calibrate, and possibly troubleshoot your new machine before using it. The Ender 3 Pro has a 350-watt power supply, so the bed and heated nozzle heat up quickly and keep a consistent temperature when printing. If you love to tinker and can't wait to turn your 3D printer into a custom build, it's hard to go wrong with the Creality Ender 3 Pro. Phrozen Sonic Mini 8K. If you're looking for the most precise prints around, the Phrozen Sonic Mini 8K is your best choice. This MSLA rosin 3D printer sports a 7.1-inch mono LCD screen that operates at 7500 by 3240, which results in a show-stopping 0.22mm XY resolution, the highest on the market. It comes fully assembled and is easy to use, just calibrate and go. It also boasts native integration with both the Chichu box and the Lychee Slicer apps. Combine the Sonic Mini 8K with Phrozen's Aqua Gray 8K resin, and you'll see the smoother prints with more crispy details than ever before. The Phrozen Sonic Mini 8K is targeted towards miniature makers of jewelry designers who are ready to level up their prints. For beginners looking for high-resolution machine at a lower cost, the Phrozen Sonic Mini 4K offers 0.035mm XY with the same speed and precision for a little under $350. Prusa MK3SPlus. Considered the best 3D printer overall by many aficionados, the Prusa MK3SPlus has received countless industry accolades and awards, and with good reason. The MK3SPlus is a powerhouse 3D printer that combines reliable hardware, feature-rich software, and support channel that makes the Prusa significant black and orange hardware a common sight in 3D printing farms. The MK3SPlus is based on the i3 platform and has benefited from several generations of incremental upgrades, which has resulted in one of the best 3D printers on the market. Silent stepper drivers, removable texture build platforms, automatic bed leveling probe, and more. The list of features that come stock on the Prusa MK3SPlus is certainly impressive, but that's only part of the story with the MK3SPlus. Features like ability to paint on support material, create variable layer heights, and generous custom printer profiles are examples how Prusa Slicer enables the MK3SPlus to leap ahead of the competition. Voxelab Aquila. The Aquila is Voxelab's first fused disposition modeling FDM printer, which might give pause for thought with other brands, but gets a pass here because it's actually a sub-brand of 3D printing veteran Flashforge. This first attempt hits the mark, and it's easy to use beginner 3D printer that can produce excellent prints. At its core, it's an Ender 3. But a clutch of improvements and upgrades set it apart, namely a filament sensor, belt tensioners, plus a textured glass bed. Working with it is a piece of cake, thanks to the bright and intuitive UI and simple menus. All in all, an easy recommendation and impressive performance from such an affordable machine.